When I first worked in cinema, I worked only as a writer, and it was many years ago. And I found out writing is not the thing to do in movies. If you're going to write something, you should direct it. But I didn't find that out for some long time, and decided to go back to doing my bande dessinée, and my comic books, and forget cinema. To go to the movies and enjoy them, but to forget about it. Then Robert Rodriguez came to me, and he had this whole new digital technology where he showed me that the world could look like drawings, could look like cartoons. I got very excited, and we did Sin City. And since then, I've been able to work in cinema and do something that looks more like a comic book, but has great actors in it.
Yeah.
I didn't create the spirit. The man who did Will Eisner was my mentor. And I think that it's very good that for my first time directing by myself, that I did somebody else's work. Because, if you love someone, you're more likely to protect them with everything than yourself. And so now I've gone from protecting Will Eisner, I think I'm ready to protect me. I did not look at the spirit. I remembered it all, and there was no point in looking at it because it was all part of my mind anyway. And I just set out to take what Will Eisner had done and make as good a movie as I could, and that would be where my vision would come in. But I didn't sit down and say it will be this much Will Eisner, this much Frank Miller. I said I want to make a Will Eisner movie, and in making a Will Eisner movie, well, it looks a lot like my stuff too.
My city. I cannot deny her.
Will Eisner never intended the spirit to be old. He just was a young man in the 40s doing his most modern look. And when I spoke to him about it, he said just never let them treat it like a period piece. But when I did Sin City, I did very much what Will Eisner had done before, which was I focused on the things that look the best. Because as cartoonists, we were trained. Well, no, we're not trained. As cartoonists, we tend to make up stories about things that we like to draw. And in my case, and in Eisner's, that meant drawing cars from the 1950s and 40s, and beautiful women, and New York and spooky night. And that didn't mean it had to have rotary phones and other things. And so I just borrowed from every decade what I thought worked best. Is a man who has become a hero, who was always a good man. But coming back from the dead after being shot, he is something different and doesn't know what it is. He spends the entire movie finding out what it is. And he is... over my desk the entire time we were filming, I had a quote from Raymond Chandler, which read, "He is the hero. He is everything." And I was always talking to Gabriel Macht, who played the spirit, saying this moment has to be heroic. And so the spirit is head to toe a hero. He there's nothing small about him, and there's nothing petty. And he's and his passions are very big, but he always means to do the right thing.
Does he have a dark side like all of your heroes?
Well, I think anyone who beats people up, I suppose, is a dark side, but he's beating up some very bad people, which I regard as a good thing. When I first met Gabriel Macht, he had been working in cinema, but never as a star, never as a captain of a cast. And I walked to his trailer and I said, Gabriel, either we're going to be a team or we're in for 3 very long months. And so we worked it out as a team. But what I witnessed as across the shoot was his shoulders went straighter. He stood taller. And the cast more and more worked off him. We had a wonderful collaboration. He is now a star.
What is it with you and women?
The octopus always finds his nemesis so distracting.
Spirit, we're 2 of a kind, you and me.
Shut up and bleed.
In the comics, the octopus was a pair of gloves. You never saw him. But I thought it was asking an awful lot of the viewers to only see a pair of gloves come in and steal things from time to time. And so I thought it was time to really go all out and flesh him out. Samuel Jackson and I had been talking about working together for some time. And he was my only choice, as I thought he was the only character who could be terrifying enough and funny enough to be the octopus. You'll notice he has the tattoos. In American prisons, each little tier stands for a prison term, and so I thought he's the octopus. And I before he came to the set, I drew a picture of Samuel and put the teardrops down him. The next thing I knew, he owned the drawing. He wanted it very badly.
When the little clip we saw this morning made me think about the Joker.
Hmm.
Did he have a Joker side in him, you think?
Well, I felt that it was, but they're very different characters. The octopus wants to live forever. The Joker wants to kill forever. And the octopus kills, but he does it almost casually. But mostly, he's a narcissist and a megalomaniac, and he seeks to become a god.
And what can you tell us about the girls? Because,
Well, the girls are rather attractive. They're very beautiful. And from what you saw today, you saw Eva Mendes and Scarlett Johansson. Sarah Paulson. Sarah Paulson plays Ellen. And there's a wonderful actress, Stana Katic, who plays the young rookie officer Morgenstern, who I think you'll be quite charmed by.